What's going on, Shield Brothers and Shield Maidens? I'm True,
I'm Brown.
I'm Mendy.
And I'm Fry.
and we are Shield's Rest, a group of friends and military members that just absolutely love tabletop RPGs. And today, we're getting into how do you build a map together? How do you build a continent together? Love the idea that Critical Role had with this, and they came to the table and they basically created the cities that basically inhabited that map. This time we're going to take a little bit further than they did, and we're going to basically build our own continent. We're each going to take a region, whether that's north, whether that's northwest, what have you, and we're going to create whatever our heart's content is with that. We're going to get into not only the physical layout, but also the cities and towns, what they might be particularly good at, whether that's mining, whether that's farming, whether they're military focused, magic focused, whatever. We're going to create this, and this is going to end up eventually being the campaign setting for whichever campaign we so choose, for whatever system. Doesn't matter we want to do next. So let's go ahead and get into it. Does anybody want to kick us off with picking a region and starting out with the physical layout?
I got one for you.
You got one, Fry? What you got? What region do you want first?
Let's start with. Let's take was it southeast? Let's take that bottom right corner.
Bottom right corner. All right, southeast. What are we putting in here?
I want to make this kind of a expansive rainforest-esque jungle.
Ooh, okay. All right. Because you're taking a corner bit, so with the way that these could possibly connect, I figured there'd probably be mountains that kind of semi-separate these regions.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Let's start with maybe a little bit of.
I was like, I guess it doesn't have to take up just like the corner, just in that.
Yeah. We'll start off with like this being the corner bit. How would you want this to go? Are there any peninsulas that you want to have in here? Any big bays? Anything iconic that you're thinking of with this forest area? Or is it just going to be completely nicely rounded out?
I think rounded out. I think I want it to just be thick, dense.
Okay. Now, are we talking like a large region, or are we talking kind of a smaller region?
I'm thinking large. I almost want it to be like where the society, community, whatever, it basically they live in almost the treetops, so to speak.
Okay.
For the major settlements, at least.
All right. So now we're gonna bulk this out here.
I wasn't expecting you to go rainforest. I don't know why.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that either.
Did you have a rainforest queued up, Mark? Is that why you're upset?
No, I'm thinking something. It's gonna throw
Damn
you
it,
all off.
he took my rainforest idea.
All right, Fry, how does that look so far? So this is just one region. Eventually, the rest will get filled in here.
Oh yeah, that's probably will end up being too big, but it gives us room to work with.
I mean, I can subtract out, man. That's the beauty of this. So right now we're using Incarnate to actually create this. Absolutely love what they have going on here because it's very easy to kind of create, and you can almost get something like this going where you can just subtract stuff out. So do you want me to fill any of this in that I just subtracted out? Like, do you want me to subtract more?
No, I like it. I like the
bay.
boot units out there.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
We're thinking Italy, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna get in a rainforest here. So let's start getting some assets on the table here.
You said ass.
I said assets. So lovely.
Man, I wasn't thinking we had all this. Yeah, I've got a good idea.
Yeah, we got a lot going on here. So really and truly, please, get complicated with it. So we're gonna get into the fantasy world here.
Incarnate's incredible.
Boats on there.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Those dinosaurs.
Yeah, I tried. I was really hoping it would work on my iPad, so I could just like pencil it. It just
there's no mobile.
was not.
Yeah.
It's definitely a computer.
Yeah.
Now, are we talking complete and total rainforest, like just all the way through here, trees, or are there going to be some clearings that we need to throw in?
Let's just start dense first, like all over, and then
Okay.
like cut out from there.
Let's make this 80. All right. So we'll go dense here. Let's see if we can't get a little bit more. Let's see. I suppose I can't really do anything besides just make it a little bit larger, huh? All right, so
There you go.
now is there a city that you see anywhere in particular that you're like, you know what? Hold up, let's get a city in here. Let's get a town, maybe.
Let's go. Almost like you've made this like kind of Y out of it. I think a city right where that Y splits.
Right there? Okay.
We'll say that's where the first like major city is.
Let's go ahead and open this up. What kind of city are we thinking about? Is there any particular like race that you're thinking of? Is there any kind of culture that you're particularly thinking of here? Let me get some of this up here. So like we got dwarven settlement assets here, so you can see how we've got like small little town kind of look, a little bit more of a mountainous region. Probably not what you're thinking of.
I see him rolling the dice.
Oh, he's got the dice going? Oh, shoot.
I'm rolling it. So let's see here. So this one, for those that are watching, I have a book, Worlds Without Numbers, got 1,000,001 tables on it, so I roll whenever I need an idea. This one, for a nation theme, I got legitimacy, so where rulers are determined by right, so it's going to be almost monarchy. Is that the word I'm looking for?
Okay.
That's the kind of like theme I'm going for. So for here, I'd probably say it's almost like a capital, so a larger city.
Larger city, okay. Any of these assets kind of jumping out at you that where you're like, ooh, that looks good? Because there's a lot there. Let's see here. If none of that. We've got some. Oh, those are
So I'll let someone jump on it if they want.
There's some
I was
jungles
just thinking
here.
your idea originally was doing like treetop, so it's kind of hard to put on the map, I think. But maybe we
Yeah,
could
but we can
use, like,
change that
different
up. That was
cactus
just me.
trees to stand out.
Here we go.
Like if there's
That should be easy
taller
to
or
see.
thinner trees.
So,
Let's see.
what do you want to symbolize this?
I'll read this like full paragraph off, and maybe somebody wants to feed off it. But it says the nation's rulers are or controlling institutions have a profound degree of legitimacy among the populace, such that it's hard to imagine ever overthrowing them as a group.
Oh,
Individuals
Ooh,
are
I like-
criminals are incompetent, but the structures as a whole are accepted as necessary and eternal by most elements of society.
I'm thinking something like that
Divine,
there,
different
true. I'm
powers.
thinking more
that
elven.
round
here.
one?
This one?
Yeah,
that's
I'm
what I
thinking
was
more
looking
like
at.
elven landscape because elves do be loving the trees.
Okay. So we said we're going to make this the capital. Do we want to use the capital asset, or do we want to use the more buildings one, or the castle?
The castle.
Castle? Oh, shoot.
Oh,
I just clicked
it's
on the
giant.
wrong thing. Castle. All right, let's scale this
That
sucker
rainforest ain't
down.
doing much. Yeah.
Peeking over the tops, or are we going to make this a little smaller? Let's go. Ooh, that's a little too small. That'll do, pig. Alright. So we got our first castle there. Let's bring this back up. What are the rest of these at? Sizing is important. Okay, 27. Gotcha. That's easy enough. Fill this in around.
What about like a path? Maybe there's another city or another like landmark that leads to this capital,
Okay, yeah.
and there's like a path in the trees. Or is it supposed to be hidden? I don't know.
You tell me, Fry, what do you think?
Surprise idea.
I don't necessarily think hidden. It's just more of a. I like the roads. I think it's gonna be one of those you have to follow a designated path.
Yeah.
Probably need a guide, so it's not like secret or hidden, but a regular schmegular is not rolling up here.
Gotcha. Let's see. Let's get it.
I wonder if that maybe even is like something throughout the continent. Like the path is already kind of set for the places that exist.
Okay, that will sit over the top. Okay, good. Just wanted to double check. Yeah, I mean, we definitely could actually start picking out where the cities and towns are going to be first, and then build around that. That's a definite idea. Because, I mean, you got to think you're probably going to have a port town of some kind here or even over here. So it would make sense to do so, especially from a trade perspective, because who knows where this ends
Yeah.
up being.
Especially having like a port almost in that, like where your mouse is that cut out, because it's also like it's hard to like kind of sneak into that port since it's they have to basically go through this tunnel, so it's almost defensive in a way to their own port of in and out.
Yeah. Okay, so then basically right here is probably the best spot for that, huh? So let's open this back up. Do we want to stick with that Elven theme, or do we want to try and pull some? Let's see.
If you just
Elven
type
settings.
in like maybe
Maybe
port,
if it's
like
like a-
maybe it'll give you port cities
Yeah.
on that search bar.
Probably will. Ooh. Do I have to?
Maybe you have to go to like all the
Yeah.
yeah.
Why is it? Okay, well that's not quite working. But there's probably something in here. Points of interest.
I like that one right there.
Just put a boat.
Go directly to your right, third one from the left.
Ah,
right there.
yes.
Sunken City.
Maybe
Now
the one
hear me
next to
out.
it. Sunken City also.
He said, "Hear me out."
Go for it.
No, I'm just saying a sunken city.
It's
both.
Sunken City,
Works
yeah.
for me.
A city that they had to abandon, but it's still used for port.
Yeah,
Still
and maybe
used for
some. Yeah, maybe like some people
Or maybe
like.
it's a tree port, so it's a giant tree, and then that it's like lines almost where they like move the goods
Mm.
where it's not on roads.
Man, that would be super cool.
Yeah, I like the idea of it being super overgrown. Yeah.
Let's see here. So right about here? Or are we talking more in?
I think it's in the water because
Could
it's
make
like
it.
sunken, but the boats can still get to it.
So right about...
Yeah, maybe it's actually is a sunken city, and like it just became
Yeah.
the port because it fell.
Yeah, I think that's
Or
cool.
maybe half of it's sunken in and the other half is still open, and so
Still
like some of
online.
those areas had to
Yeah.
become that. Let's...
Yeah,
I like
Now we gotta come up
Can't
with
wait
a
to explore
reason.
this place later.
Same. Now we gotta come up with a reason why the ocean
Yeah,
levels are
Treetop
increasing
pulling
rapidly.
with this going on.
Because Draven, motherfucker.
Yeah,
That cataclysm.
hmm
Alright, so let's see here. So we got our port city, we've got our capital. Where else are we putting one? So you got to think that this is also going to be connected to the wider world. And having the capital back here makes sense. But what else do we got going on here? What do we think the rest of the regions are going to connect to this? And maybe there's probably cities there either for protection or, to kind of protect the rest of the region, or to welcome in more trade, welcome in more, I don't know, migration of some kind. Who knows?
No. I have something for you, True. If you don't mind expanding a little bit westward,
Let's do it. Westward,
and
you
then
say.
westward, please.
So where are we talking?
Just kind of the bottom, like the southern portion of the continent, but just west from our rainforest here.
Okay, so right about here.
Yeah. And a pretty big chunk. And what I have in mind is a desert of sorts, like that is just known simply as like the shifting sands. Eh,
Okay.
Was that what you were thinking?
no, it's gonna play perfectly into what I'm thinking though. I
Okay,
feel.
sweet. But no, what I was like kind of thinking here is if, say for instance, this world does have a history of turmoil and anarchy. This could have been like a battle site for one of the last battles before like time. So there might be stuff hidden in here, but I want like a full on like shifting sand, like dunes, just a wasteland
Okay.
to the eye of like those not from this area. And there's some hidden cities hidden like in there of some people a little bit more attuned with the sand.
Unsocialized, yeah.
I like that. So how far do we want this to go? Are we going to extend all the way to the end here, or are we going to...
I'm thinking we can keep the entire south, like the southwest, like corner open. I'm thinking like maybe a little bit further to the west on your map,
Okay.
and then if you go up a little bit, and then go right from there, I'm thinking that area would
Okay.
be desert.
So what I want to do here is just to at least mark this bit. So I'm going to...
He said your name, Mark.
He said the name of the
Yes.
show.
He said the name of it.
I'm gonna grab. let's see.
Yes, I love that.
I'm gonna grab an asset here just to kind of mark the line. Actually, balls to that. We're gonna do something a little bit different. Let's get out of this. There
Is that the Eye of Mordor?
we go. It could be if you play your cards right.
With a red eye.
Let's get
It's
a
D&D. We can do whatever we want.
Okay, so that's gonna be the split for right now, until we actually start filling all this in. So let me start filling in a little bit.
Or DC 20 or Daggerheart.
What's that?
I said it's D&D. You can do whatever you want.
Yep.
And I said, or DC 20, Daggerheart.
It's gonna be a lot of
Genesis.
things at the exact same time. That's what I like about trying to build this is we can do it for whatever system we so choose. All right, so that looks good. That feels good.
That feels good.
Okay.
And then if there's like I know there's like mountains, but there's like dunes and kind of sand markers.
There are. Now, do you want any kind of island chains in here at all?
I don't know if anyone was like had any plans for that corner over there.
This
So-
over here? No, this is your area, man.
Okay, sweet. Then
Because we can zoom in here and we could go like where we could almost subtract out a little bit just to kind of give it like the one port area.
I think maybe like some gulfs like that, and then some island inside, like kind of like that,
Something like this.
something just like that. Yeah.
Okay. And we can go a little bit larger here. Some of them kind of connect in weird ways. You said you want a couple more in here?
I'd say just a gulf, like there at the bottom left corner, right about there. Right, a little bit
More?
bigger. I think right there. Perfect.
Okay. And then maybe we have one singular area.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I like that. All right. Anything else that you want in here besides the sand dunes?
I'm thinking a few sunken cities.
Okay.
You gotta have those, yeah.
Got to. Absolutely got to.
I don't know if there's any that are like. I think there's. Can you go back to the ruins, like something just like that top left? I
Okay.
kind of like a few of those in there. Maybe like to where the cities are beyond repair at this point, and history of maybe like a fallen kingdom, if you
Here-
will.
How,
Here's what my
how
idea. I'm just
populated
gonna,
Are we gonna be here?
yeah.
We can be.
What's that?
What did you say, Frank?
I mean, it's how populated?
Oh, I thought you said, "Are we gonna be here?"
No. Like how populated is it here?
So closer to like the eastern side of what Drew has marked off there, there's definitely some like civilizations, but the further and further southeast you kind of get, the harder it is to traverse. And there's kind of like a hidden race. Not so much hidden, like people know of them. It's just they're the only ones that are able to traverse this area super well and able to farm it, able to live off this area.
Are they by chance called the Fremen?
No,
Oh.
not this
We
time.
just recreating the Dune movie. It's
Yeah,
happening.
it's happening. Let's go. Let's see here. Any of these jumping out to you at all? I thought that one was pretty cool.
I like the temple. Throw a temple in there. Yeah. Oh, you already got one in there.
Yeah, we got one in there. I figure in the middle there was pretty good.
I like runes. And then I'd say, as far as like towns go, something like that. Like maybe
It's all, like, sand homes.
maybe one right down there on the like the little to the left. I'd say like something right in there. Man, I do like the island.
Well, why not have two, where it's kind of the sister city that it's still a part of it, but not quite, and then that way trade is pretty much free, but
I
it
like it.
secures it.
Smaller.
Yeah. So why
Put
not
two in there.
something like that, and then let's get something Like so. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
And this is just like the better place to be for whatever reason, and then this
Yeah.
place is kind of like everything else.
More secluded. That's what the
Yeah.
people here like.
Yeah.
Let's throw in another one of these.
Like if you're down for it, it can almost be like this is a like a treasure hunter's place, right? So like on that where those two continents meet, it's more populated there. And
Yeah.
it's like a lot of trade and possibly adventurers guild, and then it's
Yeah.
almost like dungeon diving deeper into the continent.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah, I'm thinking of some like
So it's like
hidden.
really populated along the coast and the outliers, and then as you go more in,
It's more remote. Yeah.
Yeah.
Only for the faint of heart. Because I'm thinking
I
there's
mean,
some.
just like a
so-
giant ancient ruin, like right in the middle.
Yeah. I'm thinking there's some hidden stories to tell here. Some hidden things to find.
Why not have one singular mage tower at
Mhm.
at the just the
That
Right
that
on the
no one's
edge.
been able to get to.
yeah, that's hell to get to. It's in the ruined city, so nobody even thinks about that place at all. And then maybe something
Near the magic. I love it.
right there,
We're gonna
perhaps.
invent our own magic system.
I love it. I know we're gonna get to it, but I really want like a massive academy at some point in this world.
I've been thinking the same darn thing, man. Let's see here. What else do we got here to kind of help with the scenery side? I need actual desert type stuff. Let's see.
Go to fantasy battle maps at the top. Open that up. That should give you a list, and then
Hold on, what the hell? There we go.
yeah, right there.
Do you have a idea or preference on how the people here look, since they're like only found here?
Hmm.
Yeah, what are you thinking? Yeah, for that kind of stuff.
Imagine they're being covered up a lot, so.
Yeah, I was gonna say like as far as like
Oh, that doesn't look right.
as far as like attire goes, definitely like completely covered, so that it's kind of hard to get a look at them. So unless you're from here, you really don't know what everyone looks like. But I was thinking like unusually like pale skin, which doesn't make sense, and like
Well, that's why they have to stay covered, dude.
that's why they have to stay covered.
Yeah,
Like
that makes sense.
unusually pale, and then like some form of like green blue, like a specific eye color that if you don't have it, like you're sticking out like a sore thumb. We could get really weird with it, give them like red eyes, just make them look albino,
Good.
I could roll for it.
or black eyes.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll
Roll
for
for
it.
their eye color.
Let's roll for eyes, dude.
He's rolling on the color table. Magenta.
Ambers and yellows.
Okay,
Actually,
I like amber.
Yeah.
I like the idea of amber eyes.
Now they're also camouflage.
Yeah. I'm gonna jot this down.
Hell yeah. I like where this is all going. Let's see.
Yeah, there's a lot of good options for like the what we could bring in the terrain.
Figure there's got to be some form of vegetation going on, some form of
There's
like,
gotta be,
oasis,
yeah.
you
So
know?
you did mention like farming, so did you have an idea of like what kind of thing they'd be farming out here?
Not much is out here. I'm
A
thinking
rare herb or something? It'd be a magical herb that's tied to that tower that we have there.
that's what I'm
or
saying.
something.
It also
Like
could,
there's
be
no-
could be something that only grows in the desert too.
Yeah, like there's no life in the ground, but it grows that one thing.
Probably got a
Um,
table for weird vegetation that may only grow in
Yeah,
desert.
yeah.
Weird vegetation. Let's see.
Mixed into a rare potion or something.
Yes, the size.
Feels like there's got to be something here, you know what I mean?
Put something there.
Yeah, some people probably want to live on those islands.
Yeah, absolutely. Away from the desert?
I was thinking more like fisherman huts or like little outposts around the island versus like a city.
I mean, we can take the city away, or we can move the
The
city
city
elsewhere.
I mean, this is Mendy's thing, but
Exactly right.
I like the idea that you know, if they're near the water, they can still do fishing and that type of thing. So
This is all of our
Mhm.
things. This isn't my thing.
maybe those are more fisherman type deals.
Well, and you got to think this is probably because this is just a regional map, so there's got to be a lot of land in between here and there. You know?
That's true.
Okay, I got an idea for vegetation.
Oh, okay. What you got?
I'm thinking of a plant called fire blooms.
Fire blooms. Okay.
Fire blooms. It's a like red and orange flower that can only like blossom in super hot desert. And if you harvest them, you can like make them into, you can enchant them into armor, make it heat resistant armor, heat resistant potions, stuff of that nature. And that's where they get most of their economy, for at least the farmers there. Ooh, I like that.
Or how are you putting it on the armor? Like you thinking like a lacquer, like you're making
don't know.
like an oil and like coating the armor.
That.
I don't know.
Definitely
mages.
that.
Mages do weird shit, dude.
Pretty cool. Yeah,
Yeah, whatever mages be doing.
there's our fire bloom.
Nice.
I might steal that for portions of my continent. No.
Some fire bloom.
Yeah,
Can't be the only place that it grows.
I'm waiting my turn, but I think it's perfect.
Is it all coming together?
Yeah.
All coming together. Dude.
At the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, I don't know how this is gonna come out. I just
Yeah.
thought of like an idea, but then
That's
after
how this
like you guys
goes.
said, I'm like, okay, that blends right in.
That's how this goes. Feels like there's got to be like. some
Yeah, it's like an
point-
oasis type thing. Yeah,
Feels like there has to be.
you gotta have pockets of water somewhere too, maybe. Mirage waters. They don't have to be real waters.
Also, a little note: I'm thinking that the ocean, just like right off the coast there, is vicious,
Mm, okay.
hard to travel in.
Yeah.
But people
That's
make it,
not-
obviously. Like, treasure hunters, they make it in, but it's never an easy journey. So I'd like there to be, and this is just kind of food for thought, but maybe one of the more prestigious like hospitals or clinics there,
Mm.
since it's so far out there. Maybe they have a really good like medical school in one of these cities.
I'm trying to see.
That does make sense because if people are in more dangerous environments, then
Yeah.
you might need more specialized health in the area.
Yeah.
So it would make sense that would be a place where you would send people to.
Yeah. Maybe there's like a paladin
Absolutely,
guild or
yeah.
something that they send their students out there to study for clinicals.
I'm here for residency.
Yeah. Let's see. Do we have anything in terrain, perhaps, that might help with the water situation a little bit more? Kind of, but
Hmm.
not quite. So waterfalls.
There's some little. Is that like that thing that bottom's like a fire? Maybe you have like not geysers, but like fire steam or something. Is that too much for the dune area?
No, I don't hate it.
Maybe that's part of the fire bloom. Is that type of thing is happening?
Well, let me actually do something like this. I think there's a way to do water.
Hmm.
Yeah, there is somewhere. I just completely forgot. It's been a while.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Been a while.
I think it's like in the to make water, put water back into it.
Oh no, that's not what I was going for.
We can worry about the waves later. I'm not too pressed about that. I gotta jot down in my notes.
I wanted to see if there was something we could do here. Now I gotta find a way to erase this damn thing. There we go.
Control Z. No.
All right, so we kind of have a semi sort of idea here. It's something built, some form of an
Yeah.
idea. Did I miss anything that we were talking about while I was focused?
No, not exactly. I like the idea of fire bloom being more like spread out
Yeah.
within like the actual desert, but we can get to that later as well. They're on the eastern side, like next to that line, kind of like Fry was saying, like maybe more populated areas, like
Oh yeah.
maybe some cities in there.
Let's go ahead.
I'm thinking that desert starts to wane out while the forest starts to pick up, and so the middle is kind of like this,
Yeah.
blended version of it.
which I have no like vision for the actual like towns that would be here. I don't know if someone else wanted to pick that up, but I want mostly like that desert portion.
Ooh, there's got to be a stronghold. We've got to have a stronghold around here somewhere. And you know what? It generally has to be the path of least resistance. And
That's
it's gonna
true. I
follow-
don't mean these territories get along just because they're next to each other.
I like the idea of a river kind of flowing around where that line is.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea, and it would help blend the landscapes too.
Which I know there's a way to do it. I just got to figure out. Oh, wait a minute. Is this what we're looking for?
I'm about to say, I know up top you could like add water back in.
Yeah, I can do that, but there is a way to do the.
If you just do like the pointer for now, like the regular like draw tool, and go to erase and just make it like the smallest possible stroke, and then eraser. You know what I mean?
Eraser. Where's the eraser at?
Like how you were doing the gulfs, like how you were taking out portions of the land. Subtract, make that like super small, and then just kind of freehand like a little line to the right.
Oh shoot! It wants to do the whole fucking thing.
It's gonna remove land, yeah.
It's gonna remove the whole thing. There's got to be a way though. Anywho, well, you know what? We'll figure that bit out later. I don't want to get too caught up in that. We obviously know we're gonna get some of that going on. So we've got a stronghold here that's connected to this that kind of connects everything else a little bit. Maybe once we get like the more terrain filled in between the regions, we'll know where all that ends up cropping up at. But
yeah,
that's a good start there. Fry, did you have any ideas over this way for your area?
It's probably, I don't know if it mirrors it too much, but probably just it gets less dense the closer it goes to the middle.
Absolutely.
Almost kind of like, all I can think of right now, like, and I can't remember the continent, but it's like World of Warcraft, that southern one, all the way at the bottom where it's just dense forest all the way around.
Ooh,
I haven't played in years, so I can't remember what it is, but I think that'll probably like make the most sense of it. Just kind of thins out as it gets closer to the middle. Yeah,
I can erase these.
I do want to see how they'll, because I think how they interact with each other will really determine what's in the middle.
I feel like there's got to be mountains here because with mountains there's always like an extremely dry side and an extremely solid vegetation on the other. Almost feels like there needs to be
Maybe
some form of mountains.
Yeah, and it could be just the rivers from the mountains runs to that side, and that's why it's lush and nothing goes to the other.
Could be that too, yeah.
That's not a bad idea. I'm thinking kind of mountains, and then you see like 3-4 rivers that kind of feed into the forest.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I like that. Well, it's starting to get filled out.
It's so beautiful and green.
It is so beautiful and green. Okay.
Like, I don't know, and maybe we can get to it later, but maybe there's something specifically up in that mountain range that makes the water so like nutrient dense, and that's why it's such thick forest.
Ooh, what kind of color of mountains do we want, boys?
Feels
I like the one directly like
Ones.
over left and then up one. I love the dry mountains.
The dry mountains.
I love the way those
Yeah,
look.
that's exactly what they're called. No.
Yeah, dude. The name of it probably is determined by which side of it you're on.
Yeah.
something like that, and then we'll leave that bit be. But maybe that's like the one place that you can enter into this area, or you have to actually like
Unless
take
you're
a
bad.
boat. Unless you really want to
I'm bad.
I'm gonna erase that little
I'd
area.
go over it.
I was gonna say you can go over the mountains, obviously, but just saying.
I'm sure there's people doing that.
It's the only place to take a cart through, if you will.
The only place to take a cart through, legitimately, yeah.
Do you think, this is getting ahead maybe, but do you think that stronghold is also like a place of passage. Like you get papers to be able to enter the next place.
Yep.
So you've got people scaling the mountains that aren't supposed to be there, kind of thing.
Yep. This is your U.S. border control area. Yep.
There you go. That's what I was looking for. Border
Yep.
patrol.
This is where you get your visa, your papers, the whole thing. Absolutely. Yep. You got to get inspected. It's a whole thing. All right, Mark, do you got something for us, or do you want me to go ahead and take this next one?
Man, I don't know if you guys are gonna like it, but I'm gonna throw it out there. And I don't know what the best place is for it, but I'm thinking that it's branching off of Mindy's area.
Okay.
I'm thinking like something historical that is very unpopulated, but people do live there. But it's more like scorched earth type thing, like a disaster or some kind of like event happened in this area. So it's probably a smaller zone than these continents. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Okay.
That's pretty
so
cool.
Very much so attached, correct?
Yeah, I think it's probably
I say it would definitely be attached to it.
Yeah,
It'd be
it
almost
just
like
like
one
maybe-
and one.
Okay,
half
so
yeah.
so we'll go something like, or you know what? Fill in a little bit up here, yeah, and then it'll be a little,
Yep.
a little bit of a dip down, and that could be the area.
There we go.
Smallish region, yet large enough. Let's
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
All right, now what
This-
kind of region are we talking about here? Are we talking mountainous? Are we talking hilly? Are we talking, I don't know, what are we talking here? Are we talking more
I think just like
volcanic?
flat, burnt.
Okay.
I'm thinking like flat and burnt.
Flat and burnt. Okay. So we're kind of man, this is a rough area. Okay.
Eventually, when we go back to, I'm just trying to like figure out like what's gonna go on in the foresty region.
Mm.
Yeah.
I got some. One of the tables on here is courts, so you can determine like what are they, like royalty, are they like barbaric in nature, and how their legitimacy comes.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think I'm just gonna leave it up to the dice and just feed off of it.
You know what? Maybe we should do the more barbaric route because maybe it's just me, but most like foresty type places are like elven and
Yeah.
very royal and like, only certain people can go there. Maybe this is more aggressive.
Or maybe it's a half and half.
Or half and half. Maybe they're warring with it.
Yeah.
Not, but
Internal struggles.
yeah. It
So
could be
yeah,
divided
so
in their
basically there's
lifetime.
12.
It's like North and South
So I
Korea.
can literally like roll for the theme of the court, major, minor, and sources of their power, problems within the court, and then I can go to business, criminal, family, clans, religious courts.
Now remember, this isn't necessarily like a state size, Like it could be considered a lot larger than that. So maybe the forest doesn't extend that, isn't as crazy, Maybe there is a transition point and it doesn't have to end at the region, perhaps,
Hmm.
Maybe there is that jungle area that is more the barbaric side, whereas there's the other side that isn't, that's a little bit more civilized, where it kind of transfers into, I don't know, rolling hills of some kind, or
Maybe that could be like the entire outliers are almost barbaric tribes, and that's what makes it so you have to hire that person to guide you through it.
yeah. And maybe
And I
this
was-
one or two cities are like the only thing that they have, and the rest are like super fucking nomadic.
I was gonna say that too, because the outside and the mountainside are like defensive in a way. So like a lot of people don't come in, and if they try to, they're getting stopped, or the barbaric side is like fighting against them.
Mhm.
So like the further deeper you get towards the capital, is like the nicer and safer people are. So they don't travel out.
Unless you're rich and you have a boat, and then you get to just go straight to the
Yeah.
port town.
Yeah,
Exactly. And maybe that was the
Okay.
main need for the port town.
it's like we're doing something here.
Mm-hmm. We got ideas too.
I didn't know Mindy was gonna be brewing the tea. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, actually, I'll be
He's
right back.
carbonating the water himself.
20 minutes later,
With his pinky out the
Yeah.
entire time.
he did have a tea bag in his cup, so maybe he has to get hot water.
He probably does. and he's realized like it's not hot enough. I better make more. And now we're waiting until that shit boils over.
We got one of those little hot pot things. You just hit start in like 30 seconds. It's 100 degrees.
Yep.
And then you can't drink
Yeah,
it.
do one of those things.
I can set the temperature on mine, so that's no problem.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, we do too. I just don't. I just
Oh, you don't?
keep it the highest one. I'm like, start. Make it as hot as possible.
You know what? You belong here in the jungle, you barbarian.
That thing was clutch when we had babies though, because like when they're on the milk, the formula,
Oh, yeah.
we bought like powdered cubes and we just use the hot water and throw the cube in there. It was like instant milk.
Dang.
Every time I had to wake up at 2 a.m., it wasn't that bad because I knew it only took 30 seconds.
There you go. Now, Mark, what do you think is dividing your region? If
I
anything.
think there's just like a heavier scar like in the continent maybe. Like it's not impassable, but it again like kind of divides the two landscapes or
It could
environments.
be like whatever caused the crater has made the air around it uninhabitable, and it just
Yeah.
slowly like fades out, and that's like a natural border almost.
Yeah, it could be too. Go pollution.
Make a mental note where that volcano is. I want a volcano.
Hell yeah.
It's a volcano.
Yeah, I'm thinking like a scar. Yeah. Could be a magical calamity. Could be like just a natural disaster, earthquake type situation.
If there's a way to... There's gotta be a way. Yeah.
So who lives in there?
Nobody lives in there.
That you know
Maybe
of.
be
I live in there.
I would say people from your place probably try to dive down in there to find stuff, though.
Yeah.
I would say it's not something people don't attempt.
Could go something like that. Doesn't feel large enough. Doesn't feel chasm-y enough.
Mm.
There's gotta be something else here.
Yeah, there's got to be another.
And maybe
scar
it's
type thing.
it's almost like plateaus. Like I'm thinking shattered
Oh,
plains,
okay.
where it's just a series of. It's like the whole landscape cracked, so you have to like
That's
basically either make your own structures, like basically make mobile bridges, like in
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like uneven ground, basically, like just different.
yeah. So it's like almost like just a series of craters and valleys and all that stuff,
I like it.
Do this.
which may or may not eventually lead to solid land, but.
What about isles and
I
glaciers?
like the plateau type cliffside thing. Yeah. Maybe your guys' lands are lower because mine like rose or whatever
Yeah.
when the split happened. Maybe people are climbing up and down into those zones.
I love it. That's giving me like Hyrule vibes.
Oh, yeah.
The Great
Yeah.
Plateau.
You guys are producing like grappling hooks and wall climb.
Let's get that out a little bit. Yeah, there we go.
And then maybe my land is part of the treasure hunting expeditions too, because there's like, it's been uninhabited for so long. There might be
Oh, that's
things
cool.
from like
I
remnants
like
of the
that.
past up there.
Maybe we can even. Maybe
People
we
probably
can...
even live right there on those middle.
Are we doing double
Little
plateau?
tribes.
I don't think it.
Yeah, we could definitely get some double plateau in here. And then we could throw in a little bit of this. Let's see here. Not quite the color I'm looking for. Yeah. Let's tamp that down a little bit so it's not
I'm getting
so
like
crazy.
Diablo vibes now. This is
Hell yeah.
like Act 2 Diablo.
Could be if you play your cards right.
Numbers on the screen. Did you guys see that Elon Musk is like a top 20 Diablo player in the world?
What?
No.
Yeah, he's top 20 in the world.
Oh my
I would
God.
hope so. He can afford any account he wants to buy.
It's not from skill, it's from purchases.
This is going in the
And if
video.
I had that much money, I would own the #1 World of Warcraft guild, but top 20, I guess, is okay.
All right, so back on to the subject, because this is in the video. That's canon right there. So what are we thinking for the rest of your
Love you,
area,
Elon
though?
Musk.
Love you, Elon.
I'm thinking like, so if there's some trees that are like, burnt trees kind of situation, like some scorched type stuff, maybe those are a little bit throughout.
Ooh, they have those in
And
there.
then, there could be that one thing you were using before, that big like hole in the ground that could be somewhere.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking some of the fire bloom is there also in areas. I don't know what might be the best area, but maybe people travel up there to get fire bloom easier, or
I feel like...
Maybe under Parchment World, I think they have some good dead trees. If I remember.
I saw some earlier when you were there. There's some right there. There you go. That's good. Twisted
Like the
trees.
twisted.
Yeah. Not any kind of pattern to them. I'm thinking they're just kind of, potted all throughout.
I like how this like changes
Yeah.
as you click them.
Yep. That's what I love about Incarnate, is like I don't have to worry about trying to constantly change the type. It'll do it for me. And there's like 9 different
Orange
types to
trees.
this one.
I'm thinking like Mindy's, for me, like in my mind, this is how I'm relating it, but Mindy's area is like Mad Max, like desert and like rebels and like
Yeah.
that kind of. Mine is more like you're on your own, apocalyptic. You're not sure if there's people that lived or not. It's like very desolate.
Very Fallout, if you will.
Yeah, but then you like get down into the region or whatever, and you find like the people are surviving in that area.
So this is what like I was thinking, right? So like as you get deeper into it, you were talking about like having those people live underground. So maybe they do
Yeah.
think the above is still like desolate and uninhabitable,
Yeah.
Yeah, just,
and there's
what's
some
that
society.
anime? Log on something.
Lock
Gurren
Horizon.
Lagann.
No, not Log Horizon. It's like long gone something. They live underground, and then like robots up
It's like
top are
Gurren
like
Lagann, isn't
fighting.
Are you
Gurren
thinking
Lagann,
like
is that it? Yeah.
in terms of like the civilization? Do you think they're being like built into the plateau? Like
Yeah,
that's
so
the
like
underground.
basically there's like a society that lives on top who will like visit them down there and be like, oh, it's still bad up here, but we need you guys to like mine or collect this material. Like maybe it's rich with the material
Oh, I
underground,
love
and
it.
basically they're like servitude/slaves without realizing it because they think, oh, I'm trying to populate the top. This
I
is what
love
I
it.
need to be doing.
What's gonna kind of like how to say, like end it? Like what's gonna be like the means of an end to the area? Is it gonna be more mountains, or is it just gonna be like all plateaued?
It feels like the edge is very plateaued and almost very difficult to get
Yeah.
in there, and it almost feels like you're gonna have to have like some mountains of some kind in here, however small that may be, because again,
Yeah.
regional. When you look at some of these larger world maps, you kind of get only like a little bit of a mountain range going on. So we could have that in the center there, or it could be chasms surrounded by the mountains. So then basically everybody's like down below in the actual chasm itself, where the mountains kind of crust in, and there's only like a few ways into that. So they have no real way of knowing unless somebody actually were to tell them.
That's pretty cool. I like it. I'm trying to think of like what's going to stop people who inhabit north, unless it's just ocean that blocks it off like that.
In my
Well, I
mind,
think
this was
that's
like
where I would
the
put the
earthquake
society,
broke the
kinda like,
ground
you
and
know,
raised it.
So there's ocean surround. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I like it.
Like
And we
these are the
probably have-
cliffs.
Yeah.
There's a couple of different ones there in that catalog tree if you wanted more like straight ones to make it easier on yourself.
Oh, it wasn't cycling through. I thought it was supposed to cycle
No.
through. Son of a
Yeah,
gun.
for those ones you have to like manually cycle.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to come through here a little bit and mess with them, but At any rate,
Dude,
you
it's
get the
like all
idea.
these are so cool. I was thinking this was gonna be not as cool as I thought, but now I'm
Pretty
liking
cool.
it.
It's actually a lot more fun doing it this way because now imagine
Yeah.
when we actually start creating for these different cities, kind of like how we've even been lightly discussing. But now imagine when one of us goes through and GMs this thing and it actually has full reign of it, and wherever we do whatever small campaign in, let's say, Fry's region, Fry gets to discover whatever we create in there, and then somebody chooses somebody else's region.
Cool.
We just have some
And
fun
we're all
with it.
familiar with it already too. It's
Yeah.
helpful to roleplay because
Exactly.
we'd have actual knowledge of like that place exists versus like I don't know what's outside of my area.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Let's get that chasm back in here, though. I really like that chasm.
Yeah. Chasm that place up. Get a few in there. I like it.
Oh, it could be, and
Give me
then
a few.
let's get what? No.
Oh yeah, they have different shapes. There you go. Yeah.
Where's a?
Oh,
Boom. Oh nope, we already got that one.
Where's that long one? Yeah. Give it a nice tear it through there.
Yeah. So we'll go with something like that.
Like try and like make them all touch, and that's like the like platforms.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, true. Yeah.
All right.
What are you hiding in this place, Mark?
Yeah. What are you hiding in here?
You guys are gonna have to help me figure it out. There's a sleeping dragon under there. Some kind of like behemoth legendary monster. You don't want to find out.
Okay.
I kind of want to find out.
I know. I'm wanting to adventure through here. Let's see. Let's grab one of these. Oh, not that big, obviously.
Yeah.
Let's get some of those birds on there too. Those little flyover creatures.
Oh, that is way too small. What the hell?
The world's smallest mountain.
Too bad they don't have like a crumbled mountain almost. We'll go with like some hills.
They have like, I think what could be really good here. They have like jagged rock looking things like that I put on Reus for like the sea.
Oh yeah, that's
If
right.
you do like, I don't remember where they are.
Yeah, it's like where the flip are they?
Too many things in this. How much does Incarnate cost? Throw out a plug for them.
It's like $5 or something like that. I think for the year it's like $25. I did the year, so
Crazy.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, it's like nothing at all. And here we are having a blast.
Fry open it or not Fry?
Oh yeah. Hold on. Sorry, I just saw this and I said, boy, we gotta get.
Oh,
this
that's pretty
on
cool.
There you go. Yeah.
Like
Definitely
when
need
you first
some of
come
those.
through.
Yeah. Definitely need some ruined cities. I mean, it's not like people never lived here, so.
Exactly.
And maybe even like my zone has some kind of rare mineral, so it has like the fire bloom bleeding in, but also like whatever minerals we want to think of.
Absolutely.
People come here.
Because I
like,
picture the
they
fire bloom
do a
almost
mine in the
encroaching because of whatever intense heat came from your catastrophe, so it starts to just grow up towards it.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. Killer idea. Tell me if I'm wrong. But what if the individuals that are exploiting the people down below are people that have truly freaking ascended?
You're getting crazy, True.
Into
I
the
love
damn
it.
sky.
You're
getting
getting
crazy.
crazy, man.
I don't know how I feel.
Like, what if it was something like this? And let's go
They're
ahead
just
and
on floating islands.
Man.
It's got to be in the foreground here. And you've got some floating islands and then like some... I saw a city in here that I really wanted to throw in. Gosh dang it, where is it at?
Crazy stuff.
Where?
And then they have this bird's eye view of anyone trying to sneak in.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Or
exactly right. Oh, go China. No, not what I'm looking for though. Where the heck did it go? There's some really cool ones in here. Something kind
True.
of like
Type
this.
in in the search bar, just type in jagged.
Jagged. Let's see. Let's go back to. Let's do catalog, just straight up catalog. Maybe the problem was we were too deep here.
Yeah, I think you might have
we
just
were
been
already in
too.
that category.
I got Incarnate up. Scroll down, that third one
I gotcha.
as well.
Okay. Let's see. Let's rotate this sucker a little bit, huh? Oh, that doesn't.
They have different ones.
Do they? Oh yeah, they do.
Yep.
They do. Let's grab.
Oh,
Let's grab you.
You know what? Those jagged rocks could be leading to the floating one. So it's like the floating one, and then the jagged ones are all leading up to it, and there's like a pit underneath or something. Like that
So it's
piece
like
of
right
it
above
land
the pit.
elevated and broke off.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So those are
So
like the
maybe it
jagged
wasn't
cliffs
something-
of the earth
Yeah,
and the.
maybe that's
one
what the
that-
cataclysm, like the chasm was like the earth getting ripped up.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
the earth getting ripped up. This is like some Naruto shit right here.
And what I'll do. Where's another good one here? Yeah, that'll do just fine.
Or whatever caused it basically came from inside the earth as opposed to like cracking apart.
So
Yeah.
take this.
It broke out with such force that it raised the whole island and then pulled that one piece out or something.
Is that the One Piece?
It's the One Piece. That's why they could never find it, dude. It was in our map.
That's yeah, that river down there's got to be the Grand Line. That's the place that the current's too strong or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. This looks pretty good. I like the idea of like maybe like these tips just barely get close, and sometimes people attempt to get to the floating city that way.
Yeah, love it.
Okay, let's get a city on there though. You know.
That's gonna be my character's backstory. I like that third one too. Under
No,
Orb,
dude,
the
this is
third
my
jagged one.
place.
I don't know, like what
That
you
would be
do
the
with it.
Doom
But
Warriors, man.
I just thought it looked cool.
I'm joking. Yeah, we could all start in my city. It's cool. You know, whatever.
Maybe surrounding the ocean. It's just the most metal place.
It's so impossible to get to. Like, holy crap, we'll die if we go there.
Yeah, you don't need to add those. I mean, this is more marks, but I just thought those look cool.
Still, I like
they
the
were-
idea. You know. F it.
Yeah.
But
Okay, let's get rid of the jagged here, and let's go for. We need something.
Oops.
Oh, whoops! I forgot I have jagged. in
this is way more fun than I was anticipating. I'm not gonna lie. Keep it in the vid. Like I had a good positive mind about it, but I didn't think I was gonna be able to contribute much.
Yeah, throw some of those spiders in there.
Oh, we ain't getting that granular yet. Yet. We'll get there.
Oh, there are gonna be some creatures there.
Okay, it has to be dwarven feeling, but not necessarily dwarven, but it has to have that blocky, desolate sort of feel.
I'm okay with that.
So what if we did this and oh crap.
Yeah, move it to the front layer 2, I think.
Where's that layer stuff? You know
Or
what?
maybe it's
We're gonna keep climbing the
one
layers.
instead of 5.
Oh, why isn't it climbing the layers?
I think is it supposed to go to 1 instead of 5?
It might be 1.
Let's just tamp that down to 4. That's the one.
Man, that's so cool. Yeah, like a piece of earth broke out and they're like spurring off of it. That was a team idea right there. That was cool.
Yeah, it was. There we go, boys. There we go, boys. Look at that shit.
That looks wild.
And so the mystery is what the heck was that town doing that caused it to?
I'm not going there. Yeah,
Yeah, I ain't going there. That's for sure.
there's got to be some kind of ancient secrets, something up there.
There we go. Bring that to the front. Okay,
How
so
do you get there? That's a concept for later too.
that's a
maybe
concept for later.
Or something, and that's like a part of the whole world,
A wizard with 3rd level spells.
like being allowed to be in there. Yeah,
We ain't bringing D&D into this, man. I'm a powerful wizard, but I can only cast 2 3-level spells right now. I'm so powerful. Oh, it hurts inside. Gosh dang it. All right. So now for mine. This place is just effed up. So everything that I had planned for this is almost out the window, I think. So I was thinking like rolling hills, basically the picturesque place that's going to be magic oriented, that's going to be military oriented, that's going to be like able to farm for itself, able to, take care of all of its needs within its own little region. And it feels contrived to try and have it all blocked off by mountains. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I almost want to do some form of it being blocked off by mountains, and it's just that one weird, like, Eden sort of place. But I'd started to shift and think maybe I go with island chains.
I like the idea of island chains.
But, like, larger islands that are of themselves and basically kind of have something different going on per place. And so you almost have a military Navy-esque sort of idea here, with these few that are kind of in the front that got broken off. We'll go this way with it, where it's not quite connected yet. It's not that far away either, to where they have this imminent threat of whoever the hell these people are over here, whoever the hell these jungle freaks are over here, and whatever comes out of that desert, kill it quick. Like that's all they know. That's how I see this now going, thanks to whatever you guys just chose.
Are we gonna have a normal place of society?
We'll have a glimpse of it, but not by much. Not by much.
So the happiest people in our world are the ones that Fry made in that bottom corner. Everyone else is like living in
just
fear.
vibing, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of just like a bunch of islands, and maybe like there's a couple islands that, like, I know you have your military stronghold and all that, but maybe the chain of islands is just where the most of the population of this like world arises from.
Absolutely, that's where I'm
Like maybe,
thinking.
Yeah, maybe there's even islands like to the east, to the north of Mark's area.
Do something like that.
Yeah, dude, this is the dark
I
continent.
mean, that makes
That's what
sense.
this is.
Yeah, because like the lands that broke off of my land raising, so they would be
Yeah.
all around in that sense.
And then we get some pirate adventures.
Pirate
Sorry,
adventures, big on the pirate adventures. Yeah. Oh my goodness, the activities for this place is going to be insane. We'll have it kind of crest over the top like so. Okay. It's almost getting like, man, who the hell is going to be living over here?
The only normal people that inhabit this
But it's,
world.
yeah, a very,
Okay.
simple people.
I like the island chain. I think that's good. That's basically where everyone got broken off from, but yet is the most, I don't know, green and luscious area. You know what? We're gonna make this a
Yeah.
little bit bigger of an island. I like the
That's fair.
idea of this.
I
being
know,
like
I know this is yours working true, but I just got ideas flowing out. I don't know if you played Pokemon Sapphire Ruby, but you know Pacific Logtown that has like all the
Yes.
water bridges connecting islands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get
Like
that
maybe just like a little like area where a few of these islands like have a means of transportation by walking like bridges, but they'd have to be like small islands.
I mean, I think that makes sense. People naturally would have found some way to bridge their
Yeah.
closer, smaller islands
Yeah,
together.
let's make this the one nation that actually enjoys each other.
We'll have this like little cove
Actually live in
area.
harmony.
I know it's almost impossible to add to the map, but I'm just thinking theater of the mind.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, because this is just region, and we can of course get pretty granular with it later on,
Yeah.
but definitely can.
Or it could even be whether magical or just a part of the world itself, but it's almost like specific currents that specifically go to the island, so it's less bridges, but you just like if you get your boat to it, it'll
It'll
turn
take
and
you to
guide
where
you
you
where
need to
you
go.
need to go.
Yup.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, so then in that particular
Think like
case-
that, like the water current from Finding Nemo, where they just like hop in and then it takes them there.
Yeah.
It makes sense
That's
because then
what
you
it
would
is,
need
but on the surface.
your skilled captains and boatsmen.
Yeah.
All right. So I feel like most of this place is going to be really, well populated. Let's say we're going to have a main city here that acts as kind of not necessarily a fortress, but definitely not a capital city quite yet. I've got to find a different one to be the capital city. Ooh, fortress city. Here we go. They've got to be on
We need lots of those. Yeah.
guard around here. Do something like that. This is where they can almost have like not necessarily a chain that runs across, but definitely where the bulk of the Navy's gonna be. We'll vary some of that here and there. And right about there. Okay, cool. Just a
Yeah, I view this as almost a zero ground troop situation. They are 100% Navy because that's all they need.
They are so Navy, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
But I want them to be almost to that level of like hills.
Yeah.
But it's definitely like farmland situation. We can clean some of this up a little bit later, but you get the idea. Like this is definitely supposed to be. Yeah. Okay. So I'm thinking of a capital city kind of in the middle here, or at this port area here primarily, where it's the most protected. It's the safest place where most people feel like, you know what, this is where I should be. And only like a good amount of cities have kind of cropped up around this area. And then the rest are very much so about the military, and they have this idea of like, we have to protect our island from these, I don't know, barbarians, these demons of some kind. Like it's gotta be very much so humanistic, dwarvish kind of settlement, more human probably than anything else, maybe even Dracona of some kind. I feel like there's got to be some volcanoes in here though.
Yeah, I want some volcanoes. But I love the idea that like the people that inhabit the desert, the people that inhabit the rainforest are like the only true natives to this continent. Like everyone else like kind of showed up. Or maybe they're like the two
for its goods.
Yeah, maybe like the two oldest of the civilizations that were like here forever.
And it could be that this island chain was primarily like the way it was created, obviously as an island chain, but because of whatever cataclysm happened. But people started moving there that were like the good people that didn't want to deal with the hardships so much, and then they just kind of basically communities started cropping up all over. And then they started protecting themselves. They got into magic. They got into Navy. Yeah. This is gonna be an interesting little place. But I mean, that's kind of a cool concept where we just start building off of Just Fry's idea with the jungle area. Then it went to Sunken City and a capital at the heart. Then to deserts and fire blooms, and then to this crazy place with a city floating in the sky with chasm people, to now an island chain. And I think even though we may not have like completely built this out, I think if this was like a zero session that we were running where it's like, okay, let's go ahead and get an idea for what our continent is and what our campaign area is gonna be, and then we'll get into the rest of this. So like maybe it's more of a like, what kind of theme do you guys want based off of this? Like what kind of campaign, if we were to start a campaign tonight or next week or whatever for this continent area, what kind of campaign would you want to play? Because we got a lot of options here.
I wasn't sure if you were asking the viewers or if you were asking us, but
asking you guys right now. Like, what would you think? We got pirates, we got exploration.
I mean, me being the anime nerd I am, I'm thinking purely like Hunter x Hunter, like treasure hunting, like
that's what I was thinking, like ancient mysteries and like trying to uncover the world and understand it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Maybe the history's not so documented, something like that.
Yeah, I'm thinking pure treasure hunt so far.
Okay. Brian, what about you? What are you thinking here? Because there's a lot of areas.
I know, dude. Treasure Hunt is so good because you can literally put that in these three regions specifically. Like it's almost like
Yeah.
you can start obviously in like the forest, dune, the death zone, but like just starting from the islands and it's becoming like treasure hunting into each one.
Yeah. I love a kind of like post cataclysmic like kind of Fallout campaign as well, where maybe us as the players are born in Mark's area and there's some mutations going and it's just kind of a corrupted area. And we're kind of tasked like, we're tired of living like this. Like, let's put a stop to the corruption. Let's find out what happened. How can we put a stop to it?
Yep.
How can we get the help?
That's what I was getting at. Like maybe the history is control where people don't know what happened.
You could even set it up too to where it's like so that they're not just like funneling like complete amateurs into like Mark zone. It's almost like you have to get permission from the forest like royalty. So you have to like prove yourself there to get a passport to go through that mountain range, get through the dunes, and you have to bring back something of value to where you can like acquire someone who's going to guide you up into that, and so it becomes like a full.
Yes, because the only ways up are going to be. You know what? Let's get rid of that one. The only way up is going to be like over here, and then you got to traverse your way all the way to this one to be able to even get to where you can start seeing the ruined city to even get close to the chasm.
So it is almost like where, like he's saying, like you have your hunter's license and you have to like almost get stamps from each like area to prove that you're ready for the next.
And maybe that could even start out with over here where you got to make forays, and this is where you start your journey in, and you have to be able to make it to the city that's in the heart of the jungle, to the sunken city, or even over to this little area here, and then to get to this peninsula to then find the right person to take you into here. Ooh, that would be interesting.
Yeah, I feel like you would have to get the guide from that southwestern area.
You almost need a guide for each leg of the journey. Somebody that can get from this city here all the way to the heart, and then over, and then just constantly. You need to keep getting different people.
Character concept.
Like that's where those like that's like almost where those like barbarian or like exile tribes come from in the forest region.
Yeah,
is because they're an ancient people. They saw the city rise, so they're like, we don't want to mess with that. So you have to like get through them because they're actively trying to stop you from getting to the end.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I like that.
Character concept. You are the guide.
Yeah.
One of them is.
It's all the DC 20 I've been reading, but I just imagine it's all like beastborn, beast folk people surrounding that outer area.
I like that.
Yeah, I like it.
There's almost
how they're like trying to prevent you from going further.
Yeah.
Just because they're afraid of like somebody messing with what happened.
Whatever that is.
This is. I feel like this would be perfect for a DC 20 or even a Daggerheart system right now.
Yeah.
This would be
true. For aesthetics, could you do subtract some from that very like southern border, like right there, just so it doesn't look so blocky?
Absolutely. No, we definitely need to do some work in
here. Yeah, there's some cleanup, but
I think this would make it look out.
Yeah.
And I think that would be what I'd probably work on like before the campaign begins, is like to fill this out. Like now that we've got the idea, now it's easier to fill it in with intention.
Yeah.
I like the idea of having a different GM for each section.
Yeah. Where we reach the next leg of the journey, and so then the GM
someone takes over.
Oh, the GM that takes over is the guide to get to the other side.
Too spicy.
Yeah.
That's not too spicy.
Dude,
it's the right amount.
It's the right amount.
I can taste the spice.
The pepper gives it a kick.
That is brilliant, though. That is brilliant. I do like that.
That's gonna be fun,
so
but
take over your own region, or we can.
Oh, you can't take over your own region. No. You got to build out for what you can, but then when the GM comes in, they come in and they make it whatever they can based off of the idea. Like Fry, you have this idea for the jungles, but if I take over, oh man, it's gonna be something else for sure. It's not totally different. Not necessarily, There's gonna be a lot going on, but like we're still gonna keep the heart of what the idea was, but we can change it up. Yeah.
The first character art is just basic training on the islands.
Yeah, that's exactly what it should be. Just basic training. That should be what it is for DC-20. We should start out DC-20 here, basic training, so we learn not only how to play the system, but then we can actually grow into the characters.
Oh yeah, dude.
I think we just set up our next campaign.
We just set up the next campaign. Get ready, Mark. You're running this shit.
No, I will get ready. We need to clean this up immediately so we can play it.
Yep. Well, I think that's the video, guys. I think that's it. Unless there was something else you all wanted to touch on for this, but I had a lot of fun with this.
I did too.
That was great.
Yeah,
Let's make another one. Let's just run it back.
Yeah, let's just do a whole new one. Let's do another one. Why not? But
we can just improve this one.
what's that?
We can just improve on this one.
Well, we're going to. Trust me. We got the rough sketch out there. Now we just need to fine detail. But gentlemen, thank you for doing this with me. I had an absolute blast and can't wait to actually see this thing be a campaign. So whoever heads that up, I can't wait for it. But I love the idea of it being a 4-part GM situation here. Each region, new person. Let's go. So, but to everyone watching, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you could see how easy it actually is to build out a map, and all of a sudden the ideas just generate, and they generate each other. It's really easy to do, and quite frankly, I think it's a lot more fun than just taking a normal campaign world, or to do it in you're in your own little foxhole, trying to make it yourself. When this would have probably taken me a little bit longer to do, but with the fellas here, so much easier. So
I think that's
consider
like the biggest thing. It's like, don't feel the need as the GM to do everything
Exactly.
yourself.
Exactly, and I swear that's the first rule of leadership is you can't do it all. And that's exactly what you are as a GM. You are a leader, and when it comes to building out the world, don't do it all by yourself, because that was a lot more fun than you would think you'd have. So, and they had no clue what was going on with this. We basically just told them all tonight, like, this is how this is going. So they had no clue that this is how this was going to be. So yeah, it's pretty easy to do on the fly without really any pre-planning besides basically the outline. So, but thanks you all for watching. Honestly, stay tuned for when we do this campaign, but we've got more Daggerheart coming out, and hopefully another one-shot by Fry here in a little bit, and maybe some more DC-20. So we will see you all in the next one. Till then, keep the shield wall strong.